I met a gypsy.
For people that wouldn't know what a week at Star looks like for a mechanic, how do you you're 5 rounds into Supercross, what does Monday look like?
All right, so we are waking up in Indianapolis Monday morning at 3 a.m. after a 12, 13-hour build day on Sunday, sleep for a few hours, fly home, and if you didn't get your bike done before you flew out, you leave the airport, say 11 a.m., drive to the shop, and you work till 5, 7 p.m. and get your bike ready for Tuesday morning. And then you're there at 7 a.m. Tuesday, and you have a 12-hour day of training, prepping the bike, and then you start on, we call build day stuff, which you do your plastics and graphics and all the parts you've used, re-grease your linkage. Some guys bring their brakes home and rebuild them during the week. You prep all the parts that you're going to use on Sunday on either Tuesday or Tuesday and Wednesday, because Wednesday morning, 7 to 7, you're doing the same stuff again. And hopefully you get your practice bike ready, like completely ready before you leave on Wednesday.
So that you don't have to do it again Monday.
Because we're flying out first flight Thursday morning into the city, set the truck up, and then Friday press day or practice at SMX, and then Saturday race, Sunday build day, Monday flight, Tuesday work, Wednesday work. And then when you finally get that weekend off, like, where are you guys going to go this weekend? Like, dude, I'm locking my bedroom door, blacking out the room, and I'm sleeping. Yeah, it's tough.
So the Tuesday, when you're doing like a Tuesday, Wednesday, like the 12 to 12 day.
Yeah.
So what have you got to do on that day?
You're there in the morning, and I like to get in early. So like, say, assuming my bike is ready, I will unload all my build day parts and get started cleaning my electrical and prepping parts. But
so is this stuff you've taken home from your race bike?
Yeah. And then sometimes like you'll clean some, like prep your electronics and reuse them. Sometimes they'll hit a service limit and maybe you'll move it to the practice bike, but you're always getting parts ready, always like working towards the next race. But then we'll start riding at 8:30 in the morning, and then that's keeps you busy until 2 o'clock. He's done riding, and then wash the bike, prep the bike. And if it's
what's a prep look like for a practice bike after a day of riding?
We're gonna check our valves, check our clutch, change the oil, check chain. There's a few key things we look at on the bike, and we keep logs on all of our parts. So you hit a service limit, sometimes you got to swap an engine. There's parts that you'll only push so long, like electronics will run so many hours. So some weeks you get it easy, where it's like, my bike is so fresh right now.
You don't have to do shit.
I just have to do basically a night show prep at a Supercross, and like you're done in an hour. But then other times you got 3-4 hours worth of work to do. Or if you got a kid with 1.5 million Instagram followers and a YouTube channel, you're like, damn, I should probably put some new graphics and a seat cover on this thing. Yeah, but it's a grind. There's some people on the team that they'll have like an injured rider or like a rider that's training somewhere else, so they've got an easy week, and they'll do all of our plastic and graphics for us and really like pick up, so we don't really maybe have to stay there till 7 p.m. or maybe they'll just, if they're staying home, you can say, dude, I got to change an engine, but I've got all this other stuff to do. They'll say, just head out. I've got an easy week. I'll do it for you when you leave. So that stuff goes a long ways.
So is that something people might not know about Star? Because Star's a pretty closed doors organization.
Yeah.
I feel like they're very cagey with what they put out.
Yeah.
And they're very, it's almost like they have an image that they're trying to display, and you really don't see behind the curtains, but you hear stuff like that and you're like, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, I think if you ask people from the other teams, they may have a different perspective of what we are.
Sure.
But then
For sure.
Some of the fans see it different. But from my perspective, it's a big team, but it's a big family. Like everyone, no one's from Florida on our team, from Florida, Georgia. We always call it Florida. I live in Florida. Some of the mechanics live in Georgia.
Because it's literally on the line.
It's on the line.
Yeah.
When I leave my house, I drive to work. I cross into Georgia in 10 minutes. So I work, the shop's in Georgia. But everyone is a transplant. No one's from there. So we don't really have anyone except us. So if you're here in California, you know all kinds of people. When you're done, you can just tell your teammates, like, see you when I see you. But down there, it's like, I want to hang out with someone. You hang out with your team. Like, but they're all pretty cool. Like, even when you travel with them all week, all year long, you still hang out with them on the weekends. Like, your off weekends, it's pretty cool. But we run a really tight ship in there. Like, you're not allowed to have a failure in the practice days, anything. So that being said, no, everyone's looking out for each other too. So it may be like a pretty stern looking program, but it's pretty good on the inside.
Yeah, there's like a level of accountability.
Yeah.
That is maintained. Like that's probably like the hard ass stance is like, you can't have a failure. We don't break. We don't buckle. It's like almost like a militant outlook when it comes to that.
Which I feel most teams are like that. Like if you expect yourself to win, you kind of hold yourself to that level, and same with you hold everyone around you to that level. I don't want anyone on my team to be okay with having like a dirty looking bike or a bike that's not up to spec. Like, so when everyone on the team holds himself to that level, it's just easier to hold yourself to that level as well, because everyone around you is elevated. And there's a lot of good riders and good mechanics on our team, so it's easy to fit in, like if you want to be the best. Yeah.
Who are some of the people that you're the closest with on the team?
So when I'm at my work bay, like I'm at the end. Directly across from me is Alex Campbell. He works with Cooper Webb.
Yeah.
He won a bunch of championships with Ferrandis. Next to him, Josh Ellingson. Jelly works with Tomac. Used to work with J. Coop.
Yeah.
Mikey Germain, next to him, he came from JGR, went from NASCAR. He's with J. Coop. Next to me is Austin Kent. Like, he was Cooper Webb's practice guy. Actually grew up with him in Iowa.
No shit.
Yeah, but now he's with Anstey. So we've got a ton of like top level guys that have been through it all. And like our engine guys, they've been on the team forever. Like management on the team, like the 450 guys, everyone started working lower level on the team and worked their way up. And then like Jensen, my manager, I've known him, I don't know, maybe 8 years, maybe longer. Like, he came over as a manager from another program, and he runs this. Like, everyone on our team is, I feel, elite. So it's cool to be surrounded with like top level guys.
And are you still learning stuff at this stage?
Yeah, you pick up, like, I can do anything to a motorcycle, but you learn different techniques on stuff. And as the bikes evolve and how you learn how to set up a new bike, it's never the same, like, oh, well, on the Honda we did this, so let's do this. You find stuff, and as you test, you learn. Like, it's never, well, this test worked with this bike, so let's put it on this. Like, so you're learning as you go how to make each bike better. But as far as like, am I learning a better way to spin my T-handle now? But better way to set up a bike, definitely. Yeah,
so you guys are involved in the testing process?
Yeah, so we've got everyone on the team kind of throws their input, because you get that much experience. You don't discount that. Right?
Yeah.
You look at, like, there's people that make the final
everyone's
call.
got something valid to say in a way.
Yeah, and no one's like so proud that they won't listen to your input. But also, I respect that I have a lot of people on my team that know a lot, that have been doing this for a long time. So I'm not the one to speak up and say, oh no, we need to try this instead. Like, I understand that there's a lot of number one plates on that door, and I've been there for 3 of them now. 4 of them now. Christian, Haiden, 4 of them now. That's pretty cool. But there's a lot of number one plates on that door before I got there, and I don't discount that at all.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform, or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.